Hello again, everybody. As always, it's me, Megan, at Thriving on Fat on Instagram, Twitter, and Facebook, and also YouTube now. I posted the video I talked with y'all yesterday about today, and so that's now live. This will be the introduction to the a little bit about me and what I plan on doing. Looks a little cloudy out. I think it might rain. Anyways, so like I said in the intro, I am Megan, and so I am 28. I think, yes, 28. Yes, 28. Sorry, I'm really horrible about my age. I am 28, and I am a health coach, and I love fitness. I love eating good, and I can geek out on that stuff all day long. So what I want to do is, well, I guess I'll tell you a little bit about myself. So when I was younger in high school, I did the eat less, move more. I attempted to be a vegetarian. That blew up in my face radically because it's not that I don't like veggies. I really, really, really do. I just, when I did it in high school, I did it very unhealthily. And there's a very healthy way to do vegetarianism and veganism. I did not do that. I skirted the line of vegetarian very, very, very closely. And it just didn't work out for me. And it wasn't until I got out of high school and moved to Texas. Originally I'm from California, and it wasn't until I moved to Texas and moved in with my brother that my passion for working out really came to the forefront, because he's always been really big into working out, and it just sort of rubbed off on me. And I wasn't huge, but I was bigger than I wanted to be, and I knew that the way that he always got his six-pack was through working out. So what I did was I started eating a little bit healthier than I was, and which still wasn't by any means healthy, but it was better than what I was doing. I was doing a lot less eating out, a lot more home-cooked meals, you know, just doing a lot of the things that he did since I lived with him. And I started to do a workout regimen. I did the P90X, and as I did that, I realized that I really liked working out, and from there I started to get interested in fueling for my workouts. And when I lived with my brother, a lot of it in the beginning was high carb this, whole grain that. You got to eat the protein and the carbs for the protein for muscles, the carbs for energy, and the fat was, you know, it wasn't one way or the other. So it was very a zone-esque diet, which is the 30-30-40. And as I lived with him longer and continued my own little workout regimen, I found the 4-Hour Body by Tim Ferriss, which got me into slow carb. I was still eating a bunch of carbs, but, you know, slow carbs. And I still had a lot of excess sugar and a lot of, you know, excess grain and whatnot. It wasn't really until about a year after that that I found paleo, and food quality started to be a little bit more forefront on my mind. And from there, I started to get interested in things like CrossFit, things like Olympic lifting, and just overall metabolic conditioning in general. And then after that, once I started to learn the paleo goes and no-goes and actually started to implement them, it really started to click. And around this time, I realized that my ADHD symptoms had also gone away, because I, 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 I deal with some ADHD on occasion, generally now it's pretty well controlled with diet, but every once in a while it ebbs and it flows. And so from there, after, you know, just feeling amazing sometimes and then not so amazing other times, I started learning and researching more about the ketogenic diet, and from there I realized why I would have those ebbs and flows of in and out of feeling awesome, and it was because my body was running on fat. And then paleo is sort of more carb agnostic or primal than the keto, so you're able to have more carbs on primal and paleo. And so I realized when I had the higher carbs is when the brain fog and the not feeling so good would come in. But if I did a primal template with a ketogenic overlay, I felt freaking phenomenal most of the time, you know, with the exception of just feeling meh because of other stressors. But so I've been doing primal aligned ketogenic diet for the past 2 years, year and a half, something like that. 2.5 years? Year and a half at least, because that's when Whitney was pregnant with the boy. No, he's a year and a half now. So about 2.5, 3 years. Holy cannoli. Anywho, I didn't realize it had been that long. So I've been doing that for about that long, and I've learned a lot in my studies, and most recently, like I mentioned in the last episode with y'all, I did a carnivore approach and I loved it. Every once in a while I do feel like I work better with a little bit of like a small carb up, and when I say carb up, it's like 10 to 20 grams carbs maybe. And so when you go from something like a very minimal trace carbs in whatever meat I might be eating to a 10 to 20 carb day, it is a carb up. So it's not like a crazy, you know, what some people do as a carb up, but for me it is. Anywho, I feel best when I am on a carnivorous approach. And so the reason I am tying my CrossFit into this is because I've been doing CrossFit on and off for about as long as I've been doing keto, and maybe a little longer. And this past year and a half, coming up to about 2 years, I haven't been able to get to the CrossFit gym because, you know, being a first-time mom and my little boy has been keeping me from that. But I do have a barbell at home, and I have most of the stuff that you can do CrossFit workouts with. But the last year and a, well, the last 2.5 to 2 years, year and a half to 2 years, I can't math. I've been doing CrossFit style workouts with a ebbing and flowing between a CrossFit style workout and the muscle building plan I was doing. And so I want to, like I mentioned yesterday, go more into a muscle building, from a muscle building approach to a fully CrossFit approach, just to see how my conditioning switches over, as well as seeing how far I can get without having to rely on carbs too much. So that's a little bit about me and a little bit about why I chose the CrossFit Carnivore. And so what I'm going to be doing the past few weeks, I've been researching a lot on programming for CrossFit Open and CrossFit Regionals and different approaches I can take to that, as well as what I'm going to be doing strength training wise, with an overlay of Metcon days, skill work days, mobility days, and so forth. I am probably going to talk to y'all a little bit more about what I plan on doing training and template wise But that won't be until, yeah, I guess I could probably do that in the next few days. Let y'all see the planning and progression I plan on taking. Basically what I'm going to be doing the first 6 months is really building up my strength base, just so I have that down path, because regardless of the movements I can or cannot do, without strength, the point's a little bit moot, because at the end of the day, that's what CrossFit's about, especially getting into the open, or competing in the open, and actually, you know, having a shot in heck at doing anything aside from just, you know, throwing your numbers up, is I'm gonna have to have a very large strength base to call on. And so for the first 6 months, it will be strength, and 1 or 2 days a week I will be doing skill-based work, and 1 day, so that's 2 out of, I'm probably gonna have 4 training days to start off with. It's going to be strength-based through all 4 of them. 2 of the training days are going to be specific to skill work. 1 of the training days are going to be coupled with a more of a long slow distance, and then the other one's going to be more speed-based, so more hit-based Metcon. And that's so far what I have planned for the first month. I'll probably break that exact thing down tomorrow. But yeah, that's all I have for y'all today. Just wanted to tell you a little bit about myself and a little bit about what I plan on doing the next 6 months. It'll be a fun ride. I hope you guys enjoy coming along this journey with me, and I hope I can share some nuggets of knowledge along the way.